Peace. What's the word? What's happening, everybody? Hopefully, everybody is feeling nice and powerful on this wonderful Friday. Hopefully, y'all got about 45 minutes or so to tap in, listen to this build, add on, all that good stuff, man. I'm going to give y'all about 3 to 5 minutes to tap in before I tap into this subject matter, man. Y'all see the title of this stream, man. I'm about to have to go in. Hey, this might be a person y'all look up to, a person y'all fool with, Billy Carson. He said something, or he was speaking on something that I gotta go ahead and tap into, man. You know, this right up my alley, man. Right up my alley, man. We're gonna be talking about veganism, the vegan diet per se. We about to be talking about that, man. My man said the vegan diet almost killed him, and apparently he didn't do enough research. And it's really that simple. Really that simple, man. And I'm going to pretty much expose a lack of research that he did in regards to his approach toward adopting the vegan lifestyle or the vegan regimen, vegan diet, whatever you want to refer to it as. Simple, man. It's 2024, man. We should not be lacking this much knowledge when it comes to certain lifestyle changes, man, that we strive to make. It's real easy to get some of this information, man. There is no way in 2024 you should be adopting a vegan diet and you do it incorrectly. You know, it's too much information out here. There's too many resources out here, man, that will block that or should prevent that from happening. You know, people just lazy out here, man. It's a right and wrong way to do everything. Hey, Camel, peace, what's happening? Lonzo, peace, what's happening? Yeah, he was just, it was some things that he was eating that he shouldn't have been eating. You know, and again, everybody's body is different. So even when you take a vegan approach, there are a bunch of different ways that you can adopt a vegan diet, vegan lifestyle. Certain foods on a vegan diet that I can eat and be fine with, you may not be able to eat those foods. We got to learn our bodies. No matter what diet or regimen we are adopting. It's really that simple. Oh yeah, you know how I feel about him. I definitely feel like he on those Asian type of vibes, man. You know, it's a few of those cats that I feel like they be on that type of time, man. Unfortunately, when it comes to our community, you have a lot of people like that, and a lot of people be looking up to these individuals. I got a Billy Carson book right here behind me somewhere. When woke doesn't mean broke or something like that. Like I got the book. I support, you know what I'm saying? I supported the cause. But that don't mean I'm about to let you go out here and sound foolish. Straight up. That don't mean I'm about to let you sound foolish, man. Straight up and down. But again, man, it's 2024. There's no way we should still be out here talking about a vegan diet almost killed me, or a vegan diet is killing folks and things along those lines. Like I shouldn't even have to explain why that sounds crazy to say. I shouldn't even have to explain it. Y'all pretty much probably already know what I'm gonna end up saying, but I shouldn't even have to say these things in 2024, man. I shouldn't have to say I'm going into 2025. This is some stuff I'm tired of saying. But I gotta address it, man, because people was bringing it to my attention. I got two sources right here. I don't even want to bring all my sources to the table, man. I got a bunch of sources that can debunk some things that were said in the video. I'm not even gonna play the little clip that I saw of him speaking on it. I'm gonna just quote some things out of it. You know, it was like maybe 30 seconds, 20-second clip that I saw of him talking about how his experience almost killed him and whatnot. And the few things that he said in that clip, I'm talking about 1 minute of research, you would be able to see how to combat exactly what he said he did. And then 2 more minutes of research would have led you in the direction of, oh, you shouldn't have even been doing that or eating that to begin with. Like it don't take much research, man, for real. Like for real. Dion, what's happening? Oh yeah, man, for sure. You know, and again, any too much of anything can cause problems, you know. And I'm going to expose one of the foods that he was eating in abundance, or so he said, and how it was informed, how we were informed long ago by somebody not to eat this particular food. You know, so I don't, when people come out and they have a name like that, when they come out and they speak against like the vegan lifestyle, vegetarian lifestyle, whatever, any of those lifestyles, man, I gotta step up and say something, because I feel like it's very misleading. And I feel like when people such as myself speak highly of the vegan lifestyle or the alkaline lifestyle, people can't wait to find individuals who say they had a bad experience with it, or they can't wait to show me somebody who has died while they were vegan of like a heart attack or something. Like, people love showing me that type of stuff as to say, see here we go. I told you that vegan lifestyle is unhealthy. Like, you showing me one or two people who did it incorrectly. And then even on top of that, I don't know, I've never said this, and I don't know any other person that's vegan, raw, alkaline, vegetarian. None of us are sitting here saying that you're going to live forever if you adopt a vegan regimen, a vegan diet. I've never said that. I've never said that you are going to become invincible. All we are saying is it minimizes your chances of dying prematurely. That's it. And it will enhance the quality of your life if done correctly. The studies will tell you that. But I'm not saying if you adopt a vegan lifestyle, you won't have a heart attack, you won't have a stroke, you won't develop cancer. Never have I said that. Never do any of them say that. It is supposed to minimize your chances of developing these conditions prematurely. That's it. And that's if you follow it correctly. You know, and we all about enhancing the quality of one's life. So please go find me where any vegan or somebody that's adopting an alkaline lifestyle, where we sitting here talking about, man, if you adopt this lifestyle, you're gonna live to you 256,000 years old. Nobody is saying that. We not stupid. We know that we all got to go, you know, and we can't do anything about that. But again, it's about the quality of my life while I'm here on this planet. That is why some of us adopt that lifestyle. Some of us also had conditions that we were battling, that when we adopted that lifestyle, it reversed the conditions and it made us feel good. So therefore, if something reversed the condition within me and it led to me feeling good, why would I abandon it and go back to the way of life that led to these conditions in the first place? That makes zero sense. You know what I'm saying? So again, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is different. But go find me anybody that's vegan, follows Dr. Sebi's advice. Go find me any of these individuals that make it seem like you invincible because you eat in a certain type of way. None of us are saying that. None of us have ever said that. So when you go out your way to go show me a vegan that died of a heart attack, you're doing absolutely nothing to me. Like, that's not proving any point to me. Like, no point has been proven. So you can keep that to yourself, because more than likely, I probably already saw it. But again, it's making no point. But people love to do that. Anytime they, oh, this dude was vegan and he died of this. This dude was vegan, he died of that. See? We never said that you would not die of these things by adopting a vegan lifestyle. Oh yeah, Dion, man, for sure. And a lot of people sleep on detoxing and cleansing yourself. That's also important. So even when you are vegan, vegetarian, whatever the case may be, pescatarian, whatever regimen you adopt, like, you always have to do seasonal cleanses, seasonal detoxes. I don't care how you eat. You know, you need to be cleansing your system every season, so they say. You know, so a lot of people don't practice detoxing. A lot of people don't cleanse the body. Like, there are certain methods and practices you have to undergo to detox and cleanse the system. A lot of people not doing that. You know, so you can adopt the vegan lifestyle, but you also still have to perform these seasonal detoxes and cleanses, man. Like, you have to do that. You know, especially nowadays, man, with the way they process in the vegan industry. So it's very easy to be like vegan and vegetarian and be just as unhealthy as a meat eater and things like that. You know, just as unhealthy, because they have infiltrated that industry and they have given a lot of processed foods to the vegan community. You know, but I want to dive into this before I lose my train of thought with it. But yeah, so Billy Carson's, I just saw a little snippet of a video. I guess this was an interview that he was I guess it was an interview that he was a part of. Somebody was interviewing him. So I saw a snippet of that interview of him talking about his experience with the vegan diet and how it almost killed him. And he mentioned things like it caused him to have osteoporosis. He also mentioned how it caused internal bleeding and it led to like leaky gut or something along those lines. And then he mentioned how he talked about two things, I think, lectins and oxalates. I'm gonna bring up both of those things. I got two sources here that will debunk, not even debunk, but it will give you the proper information in regards to how to combat or prevent this problem that he experienced. So he talked about the oxalates and lectins, and then he mentioned a food that can contribute to the oxalates, which can cause problems with your kidneys and things like that, lead to kidney stones. He mentioned kale, and he said he had a large kale salad every day. First of all, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in How to Eat to Live lets you know not to be eating kale like that, not to be eating kale at all. First of all, if you overly consume kale, it affects your thyroid. So kale is one of those foods that you truly want to stay away from, especially in abundance. So if you was eating a kale salad every day, and he said a large kale salad every day, part of the problem. You haven't done any type of research, fam. You're not supposed to be doing that. A person that looked like you gave you that information. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't even have to leave your community to get that information. What research are you doing? You eating a large kale salad every day and it's raw. That's how the oxalates get in your system. Raw kale salads and things along those lines. Man, your thyroid about to be trash. And yes, the kidney stones can form because you are eating it every day and it's a large one. Man, that's detrimental. Again, Elijah Muhammad in How to Eat to Live told you stay away from kale. He specifically let you know to stay away from kale, and here you go eating a big kale salad. Here you go eating a big kale salad every day. Come on now. How to Eat to Live, man. I know you read that book. I know you read that book, fam. I know you read How to Eat to Live. Why are you eating a large kale salad every day? I know you read that book. But he also went to talk about how vegans tend to not want to admit that their diet is killing them, and they done made it a religion. So he started to say things along those lines. And man, I thought that was hilarious. So he was sitting here talking about when vegans have, he was like, in his experience, when he was feeling the way he was feeling on this vegan diet, he didn't want to admit that it was the lifestyle that was killing him. And he was like, yeah, you know, because that's what vegans do. Vegans tend to not want to admit that the lifestyle is killing them because it's supposed to be healthy, this, that, and the third. That's funny to me. So now all of a sudden you sitting here telling the people that vegans don't like to admit when a diet is killing them, when every meat eater that I come across, everybody who consumes meat, everybody who consumes dairy is 1000% in denial in regards to how their lifestyle is killing them. So how is that becoming a vegan thing, where a vegan don't want to look in the mirror and say, man, I may be feeling this way because of my regimen? Man, listen, you don't have to go too far down your family tree to go find a family member of yours that got diabetes, high blood pressure, then probably had a stroke, got some form of cancer, got heart problems. You don't have to travel far in your family to find these issues. Now go ask them people, do they think what they eat or what they are eating has contributed to their lifestyle? A lot of them will be in denial. Go ask your family member that, unless it's like diabetes or something. Go ask your family member, and even still they may say, oh, this running the family. But go ask your family member that got cancer. Go ask your family member that got heart problems and say, hey, do you think what you eating or what you was eating, do you think the meat and the dairy contributed to these problems? Man, they'll be like, no. Go ask the people that's dealing with gout. Do you think, oh, the overconsumption of this meat is contributing to this gout? The answer is going to be no. The answer is going to be no. The people that consume meat and dairy tend to be in denial. Those are the people that don't want to look in the mirror and admit that these particular items are causing the high blood pressure, causing the heart problems, causing the cancer, causing the diabetes. That's been my experience. So how all of a sudden it becomes all vegans don't want to admit that the diet is killing them. Man, listen, if you go in the hospital right now and you look on all these hospital beds, how many of these people in the hospital right now that are suffering from ailments, health-related ailments, how many of those people are vegans versus consuming meat and dairy products? Man, somebody go tell me, how many people that's occupying those hospital beds, how many of them consume meat and dairy on a day-to-day basis, on a daily basis? Come on now. How many, when you look up the leading killers, the leading causes of death amongst people in America, and a lot of them are health related, heart disease, diabetes, all of these issues. When you go look at some of these issues, how many of these people that fall under these categories, how many of these people that have died because of these conditions were consuming meat products, consuming dairy products? How many of them? I guarantee you a very large percentage of them. I guarantee you a very large percentage of them. So what are we talking about, fam? Like, if we really want to compare and contrast, come on, contrast. I guarantee you don't want to do that. I guarantee you don't want to do that. Yeah, you're going to have some vegans that adopt the diet the wrong way and come away with health complications. And then you also, when you are detoxing and cleansing, you have something called a healing crisis, fam. And that means you're going to get sick before you get better. That happened to me. I got terribly sick when I transitioned over to the vegan lifestyle. I mean, I got sick, man. I'm talking about I was down bad for like a week and a half. Diarrhea, man, just night sweats, all type of problems. We're on the outside looking in, you was, oh man, this thing killing this diet, killing this dude. Oh, this he didn't change, he didn't stop eating meat and he about to die. No, it's called a healing crisis. And due to the fact that I did my research and did the knowledge, I knew that was going to happen. So it did not freak me out. I was expecting that. I knew my body was going to respond in that way because my body had to get rid of the toxins, you know, and depending on how toxic you are, that could be a very severe experience. So if you've been eating trash for a very long time and you transition into this vegan lifestyle, or you detoxing and you cleansing, and your internal system is about to become a little bit cleaner, man, you are in for a rude awakening. That's why it's 1,000% better to just gradually ease into it. Because if you don't, I'm telling you, that healing crisis is going to tear you up. Like I was down bad for a week and a half. Oh yeah, count for sure. And I was studying detoxing and cleansing, and that's what they call it. They call it the healing crisis, man. And it could get real. You know, from what I studied, mine was light. Mine was light. Dominique, hey, peace, appreciate that. Chaos, man. I'm trying to, man, listen. Plenty of people who have been vegan for a very long time that are still alive and thriving. Plenty of people also have prematurely died of health-related issues that were not vegans. So again, it's like dudes be ignoring that as if to say, oh man, I went vegan and it almost killed me, when I got a million examples of meat eaters and dairy consumers in my family that have died prematurely of conditions that shouldn't have killed them. They weren't vegans. And let's look at what they were eating. And I promise you, if they were not eating high levels of this, that, and the third, they wouldn't have had the conditions that they had. So again, we can't ignore that. But I want to tap in. Like I said, it was a few things that were mentioned. My man's talked about oxalates. And you know, we're gonna bring some sources to the table. I got the book called Becoming Vegan, right? That's how I know Billy Carson did absolutely no research. Mug just went vegan and just thought, I don't know what he was on, but he couldn't have did any research because this is some of the First pieces of information I was coming across when I was studying. But I want to read something to y'all out of this book, Becoming Vegan. Real simple, man. I mean, beginner's book right here. So I know my man's couldn't have did any research to be saying the foolish things that he did. But we gonna break down oxalates, and this is the first source that I want to use, right? Oxalates. See, that's something that he mentioned that he said basically contributed to kidney stones, that led to him having osteoporosis, all that type of good stuff. Oxalates. Let's give you the breakdown of what oxalates are and how to combat the problem. Real simple, man. You about to see how simple this is, and you're gonna be like, well, dang, that's all I do have to do. Okay, let me read this to y'all real quick. Give me a little second. Oxalates are tightly bound combinations of oxalic acid and minerals, calcium, iron, magnesium, or zinc, that resist breakdown during food preparation and digestion. Beets, beet greens, cassava, chives, chocolate, soy milk, lamb's quarters, miso, parsley, purslane, sorrel, spinach, starfruit, Swiss chard, and whole sesame seeds are among the most oxalate-dense plant foods. Of the minerals mentioned above, calcium is most tightly bound by oxalic acid. For example, although spinach is calcium-rich, only about 5% of its calcium may be absorbed by the body. The rest is transported out in the feces bound by oxalic acid. Much of the iron in spinach can still be absorbed because the oxalate is primarily bound with calcium. Despite mineral binding, such greens are still valuable dietary additions because they provide abundant folate, vitamin K, beta carotene, and numerous other protective nutrients and phytochemicals unaffected by oxalates. Now, when foods are soaked and the soaking water discarded, some oxalates are disposed of along with bound minerals. Research has shown that boiling can reduce the total oxalate content in spinach by 60% and in lentils by 16%. Losses result from a combination of leaching into the cooking water plus some breakdown of the calcium oxalate complex. Oxalates are found in body fluids. However, when these stone-forming salts become too concentrated in urine and the urine pH is acidic, sediments can form prickly surface calcium oxalate salts, the most common type of kidney stones. Limiting calcium intake hasn't proved effective in preventing such stones. On the contrary, calcium can bind oxalate in the intestine, preventing its absorption. Instead, eating alkali-forming foods, vegetables, and fruits to reduce urine acidity, avoiding animal protein, limiting high oxalate foods, which I just named, consuming calcium citrate supplements with meals, and drinking plenty of water provide more successful solutions. There we go. That's one particular source on the oxalates. Now I want to bring up something about lectins, which here goes another book, Conscious Eating. Conscious Eating. These books, some nice reads, man, about 400-500 pages. This Conscious Eating is about like 700 pages. But boom, let me read this about lectins real quick. Lectins are protein antigens that bind to the surface of red blood cells or white blood cells. They can set off allergic symptoms, or they can act as, hemagglutinins. A hemagglutinin is something that binds to our red blood cells or white blood cells and causes them to clump together and disrupt the flow of blood or lymph in the tissues and or damaged organs. These lectins are found in both plants and animals. They are present in about 30% of the foods commonly eaten in the American diet. It's hemagglutinin. Glutinins. Yeah, there we go. All right. Lectins were first discovered in castor beans. In 1945, researchers found that lectins can be blood type specific when they found that lima beans agglutinated blood type A. Lectins are found most commonly in edible cereals, beans, seeds, nuts, fish, and shellfish. And then they say the following is a list of blood type specific lectins and whatnot. So then it gives you a list of like the blood types and what lectins to avoid based on your blood type. So boom, these two books conscious eating, boom, conscious eating, and becoming vegan right here. Becoming vegan. Two simple sources that I know my man came across or should have come across on his journey that would have easily let you know how to combat that. Especially with the lectins, man. They tell you if a food is high in lectins, to cook that particular food, like a lot of the nightshade vegetables, whether like the eggplants and things like that. Eggplants, I believe, tomatoes and potatoes. Certain foods like that, they may be high in lectins. You can cook the lectins. And I think cucumbers may be in that category as well. Or you can de-seed them or soak them. See, these techniques will remove some of the lectin content and make it less damaging. So again, I don't like how people don't give you the other side of the situation, or they don't give you how to combat it. They just tell you, oh, I was doing this and it led to this. But they're not telling you that was foolish, because folks don't want to admit when they're wrong. See, Billy Carson, he's not going to admit that he was wrong. He's not going to admit that he was ignorant. He's not going to admit that he lacked research. He ain't going to admit that. He's just going to say the diet almost killed me. How about you say the diet almost killed me because I did not do it correctly? That is the honest approach. And I said this on Facebook. And I'm gonna read what I said on Facebook. And Terenzo, my brother, appreciate that donation for sure. And I'm gonna read what I said on Facebook in response to all that. Let me read exactly what I said on Facebook. Let me read my Facebook status, man. This is what I said on Facebook. People tagging me and Billy Carson talking about how the vegan diet almost killed him. The first thing I can shut this down with is that dude was talking about consuming kale. Elijah Muhammad told y'all way back when not to consume kale. Too much kale can negatively affect your thyroid gland. Secondly, everybody's body is different. So just like with any regimen, you have to research and eat according to your body's needs. I can go on and on, but every diet can be unhealthy if done incorrectly. All these folks consuming meat and dairy out here on hospital beds, dying of all types of diseases every day, B. You know, I had to take it back to that. But again, any way of eating can be unhealthy. Any way of eating can be detrimental if done incorrectly. You could be doing the caveman diet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be doing keto, you could be doing vegan, pescatarian, vegetarian. Any of these regimens can be detrimental to one's health if you are doing it incorrectly. The first thing one must do when thinking about or considering transitioning into a new dietary regimen is knowing and understanding your body. Again, everybody's body is different. What may work for me dietarily may kill you, because we are two different individuals, fam. So you got to know and understand what works for you and what doesn't work. You should be the best knower of self. You know, so even when you are going vegan, are you one of the ones, do you need more carbs? Or do you need more protein? See, these are, again, different requirements for different people. I may thrive more on a high protein regimen. You may thrive more on high carbs. Just got to figure that out, though. You know, when some people do the blood type regimen, so go figure out your blood type, and then they have blood type regimens and diets. And the vegan lifestyle can fit every blood type, but it just depends on your blood type in regards to how you got to go about transitioning to the vegan lifestyle. So the vegan approach for one blood type may not work for this blood type, but that don't mean the vegan diet is detrimental in general. You just got to go about it differently. So if I'm going vegan and I need more carbs, I'm going to eat more carb heavy vegan foods, opposed to the person that got to have a lot of protein. They may consume more of the high protein type of vegan foods, but you can still go vegan. You just got to figure out what it is that your body thrives on, and you got to adopt the regimen according to that. That is the key, fam. You can't just go vegan and eat like the vegan that you read about. Like, that might not work for you, fam. You hear about me going vegan and you see the foods I'm eating. You can't just eat what I eat, then expect to feel how I feel. That may not work. But that don't mean that the vegan diet is detrimental or it almost killed you. No, it was the way that you went about it that almost killed you. There are a bunch of different foods out here that's a vegan, you know, a bunch of different foods that fit that description. You got to find the groups of foods that you can consume on that lifestyle, just like with any other lifestyle. Come on now. No, Terenzo, nah, not at all. Yeah, you know they ain't gonna get your boy like that. Hey, niece, what's happening? Peace. Yeah, Jamie, I'm telling Billy a big time agent, and this right here, like when starts talking like this, that confirms it for me. You know, that's why I really don't fool with individuals. That's why I really don't be fooling with these cats, man. Like a lot of people be asking me who I be watching it, man. I'm like, I don't tap into a lot of these folks, man, because a lot of these folks have sold us out. A lot of these folks have sold their own people out. A lot of these folks are agents, man. A lot of these folks are pushing the agenda that they are being paid to push, fam. And I ain't about to do too much of the name calling, man, because we already got the name in this video, you know. But it's a lot of them brothers that's connected to Billy Carson that I've seen building with dude that I don't trust. And some of them I used to rock with back in the day, but they start moving a little funny, you know. And once you start moving a little funny, I disconnect. Ken, my brother, peace. What's happening? Kenneth, what's happening? So yeah, unfortunately, it's a lot of folks in that community that's associated with Billy Carson that I just don't fool with, fam. People start acting goofy, man. People, y'all know it. Y'all done seen it over the years, man. Y'all done seen it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I just don't. I don't rock with a lot of them. I don't rock with a lot of them. Man, unfortunately, they don't make it. See, there's already this preconceived notion that when black folks start reaching certain positions in life, that we are affiliated and associated with some wicked things. These type of people don't make that perception any better, fam. They don't make that perception any better, man, because again, I don't rock with these individuals, and I feel like they have cut certain deals with certain groups of people who they would probably preach for you not to do deals with, you know, like straight up. Hey, boom, what's happening? Dion for sure. And that again, I tell people this all the time. That's why I give the sources. When I say, boom, I went vegan or I transitioned to the vegan lifestyle, I'm going to give you the books. I'm going to give you the research to do. I'm not about to just tell you, because that's irresponsible. That's irresponsible and that's ignorant. I can't just be like, I'm vegan, y'all need to go vegan. No, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you the sources. I'm going to show you the text that I've read that allowed me to make the transition in a way that didn't take me out the game. So I'm going to give you the helpful information, especially if I know that there's people looking up to me that may implement a lifestyle just based on me doing it. So I got to do my due diligence and make sure not only that I give them the sources, but I also build on how to do it the proper and thorough way. Like, that's important. I can't just wake up and be like, man, go vegan, go raw. Like, nah, this is what you got to look out for when you go vegan. You know, it's pros and cons to everything, you know, but the most important thing is figure out your body type, figure out what your body responds well to, figure out what it responds negatively to, you know, so you got to figure these things out. You got to move accordingly. There is no one size fits all approach when it comes to any type of regimen. It's just not, you know. I thrive with more fruit than anything, you know. Based on my research, we fruitarians by nature, you know what I'm saying? Black people, that is, based on my research, you know. So the more fruits for me, the better. Which, again, with some of the things that he mentioned, like the oxalates and lectins, you don't find a lot of those damaging chemicals and all of that type of stuff in fruits, you know, in the fruits that I eat. Like, some of that exists in some fruits, but it's not in a lot. You know, so I thrive on a lot of fruit. That don't mean that's all I consume, but I thrive on a lot of fruit, man. When I get that fruit in my system, man, I feel amazing. I feel amazing, man. When I eat a diverse variety of, like, when I just eat a variety of different fruits, man, I'll be good. Like, I'll be great. You know, of course, we're gonna make sure we get the other nutrients in, you know, like our iron, our calcium, magnesium, all this good stuff, man. But when I diversify my fruit consumption, that's when I'm at my best. Like, I feel amazing when I diversify my fruit consumption, consume a bunch of different fruits, man. I'm ready. I can do anything it feel like. But again, that may not work for you, or you may not have found the diverse variety of fruit for you. You may have been consuming, or you may be consuming the wrong fruits. You know, you got to experiment. Got to experiment out here. Which, again, we tend to be lazy in that department. We don't want to experiment. We don't want to do research. We just want to follow blindly. Oh, Beyonce went vegan. I'm going vegan. Billy Carson said, don't go vegan. I ain't going vegan. Like, nah, man, do the knowledge, man. Do the knowledge to everything. Do the knowledge to your body and make decisions according to that, man. It's real simple. Stop allowing these people to lead you into the pit of ignorance, lead you right off of that cliff into the pit of ignorance. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop giving people that power. Always do your own research. Stop following people. Stop listening to people blindly. Like, let's stop doing that. Like I said, don't listen to me blindly. But you don't have to worry about that with me, because I'm giving you sources. Now, if you choose to not read the sources that I have given you, that's on you. But I have always done my due diligence. I am going to tell you where I got some of my information. I'm going to tell you. So therefore, you can't just be like, oh, man, no, I gave you my sources. Go read the sources. I got plenty of other sources. I just didn't feel like pulling them off the shelf over here. So I got the main two that was like pivotal in my transition. Alonzo, for sure. You say, can you recommend a one-day fruit menu for someone with glucose levels above 400 who wants to attempt to want to feel better and not depend on poison insulin? Most definitely. Most definitely. A good thing for you to consume, though, with that, berries. Yeah, berries be very good to consume. Live berries. But I'll type up something for you, though. Yeah, I would type up something for you, though. Now, berries would be cool, but also with glucose, that would be the time where I would recommend doing a green juice detox. Like, I recommend doing a green juice detox for sure. Like, before you dive into the fruit, I would recommend doing like a green juice detox. Celery juice is real powerful. Two vegetables that, when you juice them, man, got some very powerful healing properties that at least according to my research. Carrot juice and celery juice. You drink a lot of those in abundance, and I'm talking about juice. Get you a juicer and juice these joints. You got to get the juice from them, you know. But celery juice, carrot juice, those are some powerful juices from on the vegetable side of things. Those are some powerful juices, and you got to drink them by themselves. As nasty as that may sound to you, but at this stage in the game, man, I'm eating and drinking to live. I don't care about taste. We got to grow up, you know. It ain't about taste. It's about me living an optimal way of life around here, reaching that optimal level, you know. So I'm not drinking this juice for taste. I'm drinking it for vitality. You know what I'm saying? I'm drinking it for life. I'm drinking it for endurance, power, strength, all of that type of good stuff. So celery juice and carrot juice. Again, drink them by themselves. Don't put no lime with the celery juice. Don't put no lemon with it. Same for the carrot juice. Drink it by themselves, man. Get you a juicer. Get you some celery. Get you some carrots. Make you some celery juice, carrot juice. Based on some of my research as far as healing and beating certain conditions, those are some critical or pivotal juices to add to the regimen. Yeah, apples good too, for sure. Yeah, apples are good for sure. But yeah, celery juice, carrot juice. Again, by themselves, don't add nothing to them. Do not do that. You know, we like to add, we like to mix things, and then we got bad combinations going on, and we wonder why we're not receiving all the benefits from the healthy foods because we are combining them improperly. Hey, Serum appreciate the cash out. But yeah, man, we gotta, but experiment with that though. Experiment with that. Celery juice, carrot juice. Now again, there are other juices like orange juice, freshly made orange juice. I read about a dude, physician had somebody that come to him back in the day. It was like when AIDS had just popped off. Yeah, I didn't brought this book up. I got this book behind me somewhere. But this physician had this dude that came to him. Hey, my brother Ken, appreciate the cash out. This physician had this dude that came to him. I think it was like his friend that had HIV or had AIDS. He was at the AIDS part of the thing, man, and they reversed that. And I know orange juice. Dude gave him some freshly made orange juice every day, and this was part of the healing process. So, man, juicing is one of the best things, like blending and juicing, like blenders, juicers, like forget microwaves and all that. We need we need more blenders, we need more juicers. Get you a high quality juicer, a high quality blender, and you are in that thing. You in that thing. Like juicing, blending. Like those are two things that's very underrated to do, especially when you're striving to reverse a condition. Like every time I've read about somebody reversing a condition, juicing was a crucial part of it. Juicing was a very crucial part of reversing any condition or every condition that I read about, from cancer to AIDS to diabetes. Juicing was always mentioned. Like straight up, like you hard pressed to read a story of somebody reversing a condition without them mentioning juicing in some way, shape, or form, or doing a raw detox or raw cleanse or eating raw foods. Yeah, Terenzo, I'm familiar with it. Yeah, they got their similarities. And I'm glad y'all didn't mention, y'all done got me started about Dr. Sebi too. Here's something I want to say about Dr. Sebi and his regimen and his lifestyle and the critics. I get tired of people criticizing that lifestyle. Like I heard people talk bad about Dr. Sebi and his lifestyle, like in the regimen and all that type of good stuff. And it's funny because a lot of times the criticism comes from people who never adopted the regimen. That'd be the funny thing to me, like how we start to criticize regimens, diets, whatever. We criticize diets that we never tried. Like I used to, man, I see that all the time, man. Dr. Sebi diet is this and that. And I'll be like, well, how long did you adhere to it? And they like, no, I ain't never did it. So you gonna tell me all these people that's giving you testimonies, all these people that's telling you they adopted this regimen and it made them feel a million times better. So all of them are lying. Everybody is lying. Like when we come up and we say, man, I went vegan or I went raw or I did the Dr. Sebi joint and man, I feel good. It reversed this and it reversed that. So we all lying. I used to get nosebleeds all the time. My blood pressure was high, like 18 or 19. I used to get headaches all the time. I went vegan, stuff went away. So I'm lying now. You know what I'm saying? So like, what do people be on? Like we just lying. Like we just all of a sudden waking up lying and saying these lifestyles changed our lives for the better. Man, I used to have bad acne problems. Fam, I'm talking about I will break out quickly and it will be bad. Real sensitive skin. The moment I transition over, man, listen, I rarely get a pimple. And if I do, now I know where it has come from. But man, my skin is very sensitive, fam. Very sensitive. I stayed breaking out. When I transitioned over and started drinking more water, oh, that was over with. But I guess I'm lying though. I guess that's pseudo and all this type of stuff. Like that, I don't be, that stuff be funny to me when people start talking like that, like we just lying. Like, how does it even benefit me to lie about Dr. Sebi's regimen improving my health? I don't get any money for that. I don't get any money. Ain't nobody paying me to say that. I don't get any type of money from sitting up here saying, oh, I went vegan and it stopped my headaches, my nosebleeds, my high blood pressure. Ain't nobody paying me to say that. Nobody is paying me to say. I get no money to say that. So why would I sit up here and lie about that? I don't understand that. So for the critics, man, y'all need to just be quiet. If you're not willing to adopt the lifestyle the right way, just be quiet, fam. Just be quiet, because we're not out here lying. I promise you. I used to get headaches, nosebleeds, all that type of stuff. High blood pressure, boom. I transitioned over. Can't tell you the last time my blood pressure was high. Can't tell you the last time I had a terrible headache. You know what I'm saying? Can't tell you the last time I had a nosebleed. Can't tell you these things. And I can only attribute that to my lifestyle, because it's the only thing that I changed when all of that stuff stopped, man. So that's science. I did a science experiment. I'm like, okay, I got this happening to me, that happening to me. Let me analyze my life, see what I can remove. Okay, I'm going to stop eating X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to add more A, B, and C. Let me see if that changes these conditions. And it did. So here we are today. You know, so it's really that simple. We're not lying. Folks are not lying. When folks say they reversed an ailment, they're not lying to you. We don't get, if anything, like that can cost us our life. So why would I sit here and lie about something that can cause me to get killed and sought after and canceled and my videos deleted? You know what I'm saying? Why would I sit around here and say, man, I read about something that, oh, they cured AIDS? Like, that can cause me to get shut down by Big Brother and them. That ain't gonna get me paid. If anything, that's gonna cost me. So why would we sit here and say these things when it can cost us more than it will benefit us? You know, in the world we live in, it will cost me more to get up here and talk about how something healed me or healed a condition versus me promoting some type of poison. That's more beneficial. If I promote the poison, then that's when you question me. But I'm out here promoting healing, which they don't like, which these platforms don't like, and call it medical misinformation. That costs me. That can lead to my YouTube channel getting deleted, all type of stuff. So what benefit do we gain by doing that financially? There are no financial incentives for us to get up here and talk about healing. That's dangerous. We risking our lives talking about some of this stuff. So for y'all to act like folks just be out here lying is ridiculous, fam. When they can cost them their life. To get up here and say, man, I fasted for such and such, and man, I had type 2 diabetes and now it's gone. Man, they don't want to hear that. They don't want too many people getting wind of that. They will kill that man for saying that. They will kill that man for promoting that and letting folks know, oh, you can cure this. Because we just told them that you can't cure it. Like, come on now. They will kill these folks. The dude I just told you about, the physician that healed his friend of HIV, AIDS, whatever, he started talking about how he had to move overseas. This happened in like the 80s. He had to take his practice overseas because they was threatening to shut him down and take away his, you know what I'm saying, take away his license to practice because he said he cured somebody of HIV and AIDS naturally. They was like, nope, we would threaten to take away your license. So he had to go practice overseas. That's why you see a lot of these healers and whatnot have these be all overseas with their little practices because they have been threatened. They can't practice that type of stuff in the good old United States. They can't do it. They can't do it. So you got to go out the country almost to truly heal, or at least do it under the guidance of one of these physicians. They more than likely they didn't have to go overseas to do this practice, to open up shop. Because if they open up shop here in the United States and certain folks get wind of it, it's a wrap for them. No license. They're going to strip the license away. They can't practice. So that book, when that dude healed AIDS or cured his friend of AIDS, they was threatening to take away his license. And he said he had to go overseas to continue to practice. and he was no longer he didn't feel comfortable practicing the way that he was taught to practice, administering the poisons that he had been taught to administer. He said he did not feel comfortable doing that any longer, you know, because he came across the holistic approach, or the holistic way to reverse an ailment. And he was like, oh man, we've been killing these folks. So he came across that reality, thought he would share it with some of his colleagues and cohorts. They came at him incorrectly. And then they took him to the board, and they was like, look, you keep talking like you talking, we're going to take away your license to practice. So he had to move overseas. This is what happens. So we risking our lives to push and promote holistic healing. We risking our lives, man. It's not a benefit. It doesn't benefit me to lie about this stuff, man. I don't get paid to do that. Like I said, if anything, my face is now attached to a certain type of message that's not favorable in the eyes of Big Brother, in the eyes of the powers that be. So now you are on that radar. And y'all see what happens to some of those practitioners, man. They come up missing, they end up dead. Like y'all seen that in the news. Y'all seen that, especially during COVID. Y'all saw that. A lot of holistic practitioners, man, coming up dead, coming up missing, mysteriously. Come on now. And they was trying to hide that. So again, doesn't benefit anybody to get up here and lie about what a diet did for them and how a regimen healed them. Doesn't benefit us, man. Like I said, if anything, it's gonna cost us. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I ain't have much time to build today. I just wanted to get on here and address the little snippet in that video that I saw from Billy Carson. Hey, hopefully he see it, you know, because I'll be down to talk to an agent and get to the bottom of it. You know what I'm saying? We need to start putting these agents in check. So I hope he see it. You know what I'm saying? I hope the agents see it. We calling out the agents for sure. You know, we got to get rid of them in the community. Call them out, you know. So I hope he come across this. I hope he say something. Because I want all the smoke with all the agents. I'm getting sick and tired of misleading our people. You know, so I'm getting sick and tired of it, man. So I'm on attack mode. You know, but with that being said, man, I gotta get myself together, man. Head back up to this gym, finish off my clients for the second half of my day, man. Y'all be easy. I appreciate the cash apps. I appreciate donations. Appreciate all the love for sure. But I'm gonna let y'all get back to enjoying the rest of y'all Friday, man. I'm gonna tap in when I tap in. Y'all be easy. I'm out. Peace.